Hey guys, it's your girl YNW. I'm back with another reaction video about a title. I'm reacting to rapper's longest prison sentence, and we get right into this.
Are really in the streets and actually live the life they rap about. Here's a look at a few rappers who got caught up in cases and are possibly looking at doing a long time behind bars.
Oh, I say Ksoo got sentenced already?
YNW Melly is one of the most promising up-and-coming rappers from Florida. With hits like Murder on My Mind and mixed personalities featuring Kanye West, it seemed like Melly was going to take over the rap game. But just as he was reaching the next level in his career, he got caught up in a wild murder case that's had him locked up for the past few years. Melly was born and raised in Gifford, Florida, a small town near Vero Beach. He was raised by a single mom who was only 14 when she had him and struggled to make ends meet. Melly joined a local blood gang at a young age, which he often talks about in his music. Throughout his teen years, he was in and out of jail for crimes like aggravated assault, weapons possession, and marijuana possession. While locked up, he wrote Murder on My Mind, which he uploaded to SoundCloud in 2017. This became his breakout hit and has racked up over 200 million streams just on Spotify. Right when Melly was starting to pop off, he was accused of murdering two of his best friends. In 2016, Melly founded the YNW Collective along with his homies YNW Juvie, Sack Chaser, and Bortland. All three of them were right beside Melly when he blew up and can be seen in the documentary about the rapper's life, which came out in December 2018. But just before the documentary was released, Juvie and Sack Chaser were both murdered. YNW Bortland was the one who brought him to the hospital and claimed he was killed in a drive-by shooting. But after doing a brief investigation, police claimed they found inconsistencies with the stories that Bortland and Melly told them. Instead, they claimed Melly and Bortland conspired to kill their two friends, then staged it to look like a drive-by. So, they was both arrested on 2 counts of first-degree murder.
2 men are in jail this morning, including an up-and-coming Florida rapper. Both men are charged in a double murder.
Melly was denied bail and has been locked up fighting the case ever since. The coronavirus pandemic only slowed down the court system, and now Melly's been sitting in jail for almost 3 years. At one point, he contracted COVID and requested an early release because of his asthma and bronchitis, but the judge denied his request, so he's still locked up. His trial date is set for March 7th of 2022. Just recently, Melly's manager, 100K Track, posted on a story that the rapper was coming home in 2 months. So he seems to think Melly has a good chance of getting out once the case is brought before a judge.
And they always say that.
For updates as the trial progresses.
Person will come out, they never come
Tay-K. Tay-K was one of the biggest one-hit wonders of the late 2010s.
But I ain't gonna lie, that situation is kind of like fucked up because it's like you don't want to believe it, but then it's like you hear news every day about people killing their best friend, so it's like I don't know, it's like it may be true, it may be not true, but you hear stories every day about somebody killing, you know what I'm saying? Like
the reason he never got to drop another hit was because of his breakout track, The Race, got him caught up in multiple murder charges that he raps about in the song. Tay-K was born in Long Beach, California, but later moved to Las Vegas, Nevada, then Arlington, Texas. His father was locked up for a lot of his youth and had ties to a Crip gang in Long Beach. In 2014, Tay-K started the Daytona Boys along with his homies Pimpies and Santana Sage. They ain't gained much attention and started performing at local parties to build a buzz. In July 2016, Tay-K was arrested for capital murder along with 6 other people for charges related to a home invasion where 21-year-old Ethan Walker was killed. Tay-K and some of his homies planned to rob a local drug dealer named Zachary Below. They had 2 girls go to his front door to try to seduce him. Then, when he was distracted, Tay-K and his crew ran through the home with guns looking for drugs and money. During the robbery, there was a confrontation and Walker was fatally shot. After being arrested and questioned, Tay-K admitted to his role in the robbery and was placed on house arrest to await trial. But on March 27, 2017, just a few days before his court case, he cut off his ankle monitor and went on the run. While on the run, Tay-K also allegedly committed a few other crimes. On April 23, 2017, he allegedly shot and killed a 23-year-old cameraman named Mark Saldivar while attempting to rob him in a Chick-fil-A parking lot. Then, on May 25th, he allegedly beat up and robbed 65-year-old Oni Skip Pete at a park in Arlington. Tay-K eventually made his way to Elizabeth, New Jersey, where he recorded and released his track, The Race. The song featured the famous line, "Could be I was trying to beat the case, but I ain't beat that case, I did the race." The same day he released the track, he was arrested by U.S. Marshals and brought into custody after spending 3 months on the run. In July 2019...
Alright, sorry, my camera died. But, with Tay-K, I thought he dropped the song and he was already out. I didn't know he got arrested that same day he shot the video. I really thought he was like out, you know,
for involvement in the death of Ethan Walker and was sentenced to 55 years.
So he didn't even really get to enjoy his song blowing up. I realized thought he was out still, and then like later on he got caught. My nigga got caught that
Then, in November 2019, he was also found guilty of the murder of Mark Saldivar and is still awaiting sentencing. Tay-K's homie Pimpies from the Daytona Boys was also found guilty of murder for his involvement in the robbery that led to the death of Ethan Walker. He pled guilty to 2 counts of aggravated robbery and was sentenced to 30 years in prison. Pimpies was allegedly offered a shorter sentence to snitch on Tay-K, but refused. Even though the judge put a book at him, Tay-K remains positive that he can still get an appeal and walk away as a free man with enough time to continue his rap career. In June 2021, he went on live for his 21st birthday and claimed that his appeal case was looking promising. But just recently, the rapper took to Twitter and said, "I need a new appeal lawyer," making it seem like things wasn't going his way. At this point, it sounds unlikely that Tay-K will be coming home anytime soon. If he had simply pled guilty to his involvement when he was first arrested, he may have had a shot at a lighter sentence or an appeal. But you can't go on the run and make a hit song about it, all while committing other crimes. Even if he does appeal the first murder charge, he was still found guilty of another murder, which could carry just as much time. Plus, it's not like he had enough time in the rap game to stack his bread to fight a case like this. So, unfortunately, Tay-K probably won't be getting out of prison anytime soon. Glokk9ine.
That is
Glokk9ine.
honestly so true. Like, if he would just pled guilty, I mean, but then the song probably wouldn't have been so big, because it's like, I feel like it was like huge and major because we found out he was on the run, bro. Like, what? How many rappers you know shoots a video like this while on the run from a bunch of murders, bro? It's like the situation around the song is even crazier and just made the song blow up even more, bro. So if he did plead guilty to the first one, I feel like it wouldn't be as big. It probably would have been big, but it wouldn't been as big as it is now. But him coming out, I don't know about that one. I don't know. All them murders, I feel like even if he pled guilty, he probably, because his friend got 30 years. And how much he got? He got like 50 years? That's life. You could be young, but that's life right there.
One of the hottest up-and-coming rappers from Florida before
even
he got
30 years sounds like life.
And attempted murder charges that could put him behind bars for the next few decades. Glokk9ine is a rapper from Orlando, Florida, known for records like 223s and 10%. The rapper had a pretty wild childhood that included going to jail for car theft at 13. He was in and out of the system about a dozen times before turning 18. But he started getting the buzz with his music in 2018, which eventually landed him a $2 million deal with Cash Money Records. Just to see what's starting to gain momentum, the rapper was hit with multiple charges that will likely put an end to his music career. In January 2020, he was arrested and charged with 5 counts of attempted second-degree murder. Authorities claim Glokk9ine fired a gun into an Orlando home last year.
5 counts of second-degree murder. What the fuck that mean?
While targeting another rapper, his own cousin, Cudham Reese. A woman was inside.
So fucking that's his cousin?
His music career. In January 2020, he was arrested and charged with 5 counts of attempted second-degree murder. Authorities claim Glokk9ine fired a gun into an Orlando home last July while targeting another rapper, his own cousin, Cudham Reese. A woman was inside the home with her kids, but luckily, no one was injured. The new state attorney of Florida's National Circuit, was sworn in on January 8th of that year and made it her first order of business to crack down on the rapper, hitting him with 5 attempted murder charges. The rapper eventually bonded out, only to get picked up again a few months later on RICO charges. The Florida Police Department launched a major investigation into the war between Glokk9ine's AFNF crew and the rival gang, 438, which is associated with the rapper Hot Boy. The investigation led to the arrest of 34 men and women in both.
Oh, no, he's cool with Hot Boy, right?
Investigation into the war between Glokk9ine's AFNF crew and the rival gang, 438.
Wait, in their rival gang?
Which is associated with the rapper Hot Boy. The investigation led to the arrest.
So they're not cool. So why they all together? This is mad people to even track down.
34 men and women in both gangs. According to authorities, the bloody war between AFNF and 438 was responsible for over 30 shootings and at least 4 homicides, including the murder of Tavia King, the 14-year-old niece of Orlando City Commissioner Regina Hill. During the investigation, Glokk9ine was named as...
This is what I mean by if you want to hit your target, make sure you get the right person, bro, because something like this could happen and your ass is grass, bro. You is grass. You don't know who child you shooting at. You don't know who mom you just killed. You don't know who you just killed. Your ass is grass, bro. You don't know.
The main leaders of the AFNF gang.
This is what I just feel like people just need to know.
My job is to make...
Like, just make your money and just stop the violence, bro, because you gonna throw your life away for what? Like, I don't understand. I be feeling like people don't like money. I be feeling like certain people don't like money. They don't like freedom. They just want to be locked up. Like, I just don't get it. Like, imagine being able to travel around the world, bro. and have money, bro. Be able to feed your family, take care of your family, but nah, y'all niggas want to be in the streets killing motherfuckers.
To make matters worse, Glokk9ine also pled guilty to identity theft and weapons charges. According to court records, the rapper used someone else's name, social security number, and address to open a bank account and receive $10,000 in PPP loans from the federal government.
I thought they always
He
doing
also
that.
sent an Instagram message to his homies showing the application, which was intercepted by police. He was also caught in possession of a semi-automatic rifle that wasn't registered to him and was stolen during a burglary in 2019. It was found in the garage of the rapper's grandparents' home and had his fingerprints and DNA on the rifle magazine and grip area. He was also caught with the weapon during a raid of his home last year. Police discovered a duffel bag with loaded guns and ammo inside. They also discovered 13 auto sears used to convert semi-automatic pistols into fully automatic. Glokk9ine has a felony record, and he's not allowed to possess any of these weapons. The rapper pled guilty to the charges and was sentenced to 87 months in prison for 7 years and 3 months. Plus, he's still facing the 5 attempted murders and racketeering charges. His trial is set for March 7th, so stay tuned for updates.
Oh, same day as
Ksoo.
Melly. Wait, these are all Florida rappers. I ain't even no, taking out from Florida. I just never understood, like, bro, you have a hit, like, that's when you start to have people for them type of situations. Like, if you need to do what you gotta do, you got people for that. That's what you pay people for. You don't do that yourself, because now look at you, like, now you can't provide for your family how you want to because you're locked up.
Rapper from Jacksonville, Florida, known for his affiliation with Young and Ace. But the rapper's also been accused of some pretty wild shootings.
Like, I understand you gotta live that lifestyle.
Ksoo was
because you're a rapper, so I feel like people feel like they have to live that lifestyle, but it's like, that shit don't.
Since September 2020 for the murder of a man named Charles McCormick, aka Lil Buck. Lil Buck is a rapper affiliated with Fulio's KTA gang who dropped a diss song about Ksoo's brother, Boss Goon. Boss Goon was also a rapper, but he was killed after a performance about a year before Lil Buck was murdered. Police didn't just arrest Ksoo, but they also arrested his father, Abdul Robinson, and charged him with accessory after the fact, which is a felony offense. While he was locked up, police also connected Ksoo to the murder of 16-year-old Adrian Garner, aka Bibby. Bibby was shot to death in the parking lot of the Hilltop Village Apartments back in February 2019, just a month after Boss Goon was killed. Ksoo is known for dissing Bibby in songs and included his image on the album cover for a tape called Bibby Out, which also featured pictures of several dead KTA affiliates. Ksoo's now been locked up for over a year, fighting the case, and it seems like he's really been going through it. Video surveillance footage from inside the jail that was released by a local news outlet shows him getting mistreated by the prison staff in October 2021. The footage shows him being handcuffed by a corrections officer while he's in his cell. Ksoo then exits the cell before being picked up and slammed to the ground by the CO. According to a police report, Ksoo threatened to kill the officer, who saw it necessary to use force to overcome the resistance displayed by the rapper. But according to Ksoo's mom, he's been complaining to multiple family members about the officer that slammed him to the ground. She says Ksoo claims the CO was harassing him, telling him he was going to rearrange his face and that his sister was dead. His grandmother also filed a complaint.
Oh yeah, because his sister's locked up too.
Claiming that the CO said, "Your dad's sister" to Ksoo. Ksoo's sister was recently shot in the face, but luckily survived. Karina Robinson was shot by a bail bondsman at Avenue Mall right around the time the officer was harassing Ksoo on camera. Around 8 p.m. on October 5th, 2021, officers were dispatched to the mall after receiving reports of the shooting. When they arrived, the victims were already gone, but witnesses said they saw 2 men approach 2 women in the parking lot. When the women saw the men, they dropped their bags and ran to a nearby car. But as they was fleeing, the witnesses heard a pop, but they didn't see what happened. Officers was then informed that a woman had shown up to nearby Memorial Hospital with a facial injury after being shot. The woman was 31-year-old
That's a crazy ass name for a hospital, Memorial Hospital. Oh, hell no.
Ksoo's sister. She had her jawbone nearly blown off and had to get a tracheostomy to help her breathe. The man who shot her was a bail bondsman who had been pursuing her for a while over outstanding warrants and skipping bond with his company. Karina had outstanding warrants for her arrest regarding crimes that included failing to appear in court, tampering with a monitoring device, and felony theft charges. After shooting her, the bail bondsman fled the scene but later returned. No charges have been filed against him at this time, and the police haven't released his name or the company he works for. So, the CEO who was arresting Ksoo must have received info about the incident with his sister and used it to get under his skin.
Not even that, they probably know each other.
Karina was booked in the Duval County Jail, the same facility where her brother and father are being held. So it seems like the whole family's going through a tough time. Even Ksoo's aunt Fulio seems to feel bad for him. In a recent IG Live video, Fulio said he don't wish jail on nobody because they're all on the streets at the end of the day.
I don't wish jail on nobody. Like, that's just the rule of the streets. Like, I don't want to tell on nobody shit. I hope he get out shit.
He claims the Jacksonville police are crooked, and he even said he wished Ksoo would get out.
The way Jacksonville police...
I ain't gonna lie, I honestly will see what he's talking about. Like, I feel like it's way better if they're out than in jail. To be honest, because them, bro, it's really like hell. But I mean, you know what? Some of these people, they put themselves in that they put themselves in that position to be treated like that. Some of them, not all of them. You know what I'm saying? Some of them, they know how jail is like, but they just, you know what I'm saying, want to continue to do what they want to do in the streets, bro. And sometimes it's just consequences. But these officers be moving like these people are animals. Yes, they did the crime, but you need to relax.
Cricket, like they'll do anything to keep like just like Ksoo what the situation.
But he's like patrolling and probably wishes he'd be free so the streets can handle it and not the police. Ksoo's continue to maintain his innocence.
Like both. It's like he wants the streets to handle it, but he also knows how it is to be in jail. Like, he knows.
But the rapper doesn't meet the physical description of the shooter in the Lil Buck case. But police have an informant who's with Ksoo on the day of the murder who claims he was a shooter. So it's going to be a tough case to beat. The rapper's currently being held on a $1 million bond for the Lil Buck hit and a $3 million bond for the murder of Bibby. More info on both cases will likely come out as they go to trial. So tap in for updates.
4 million. Yeah, he gonna be. I ain't gonna lie, he gonna be in there for a few. I don't know how long. They say he's been in there for a year, but they have yet to say like any type of sentence or whatever. But if you guys like the reaction, remember to do like, comment, subscribe, and subscribe. Turn up the notification bell on so you never miss a video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.